boys and girls, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another video. Today, it's going to be a little bit different from normal. As you can see, we're going to be playing Skywars, so that's the one thing that's, different from the other videos. And we're going to be going through all my settings, PC specs, monitor, keyboard and mouse, microphone. I mean, we're going to get in and talk about all that. I want to show you guys what specs and everything I use. So if you do want to copy the settings of an absolute demon, well, you're gonna know my settings, sensitivities, DPIs, debounce time, all that. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be getting into in this video. And I'm not saying if you use my settings you'll become really good like me. It takes time to get used to new settings, and they just may not fit you no matter how much or how long you play on them. Sometimes settings are just suited for one person and one person only, and that's just how it is. So, but we are gonna get into the video. We're gonna talk about the PC specs right off the bat, and we're gonna talk about that while playing. That way, y'all don't get too bored. But whenever it comes to obviously looking at my in-game settings, we can't be playing because, well, I won't be able to play and look at my settings. So. But I'll get out of your ear. If you do enjoy the video and you do find this helpful, or you get better after using my settings, you might as well like and subscribe. It's free. You can always change your mind later, and it helps me out a ton. But I'll let y'all get right in the video. Hope this helps you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Alrighty, we're gonna cover all the PC's parts in this game, as long as it doesn't end like right away. But we're gonna hop straight into what graphics card I have. So my graphics card is a Nvidia GeForce RTX 4070 Super. I know, sounds like a lot, but yeah, that's the graphics card I use. And out of all these parts I've bought for my PC, I bought them all off Amazon. I'm talking every single last part. So if you are building a PC and you wanted to use my graphics card or CPU or whatever it may be, I bought all of them off Amazon. So. And the total and what I spent for my PC was around 2,000, which isn't really cheap, but it isn't really expensive for a PC. It's actually like the happy medium between like really good and not good, I guess you could say. But no, it's definitely a pretty good PC. It's been pretty well to me so far, and I'm glad that I actually have a PC and can get that good quality from my videos. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying there for a second. We're gonna get rid of this kid here, and then we'll get into the other PC parts. Yep. All right, hopping straight into the next part. This is gonna be the CPU. So for my CPU, I have the AMD Ryzen 9 79X 12 core processor. I said that a little fast. Sorry, I do apologize. It's a lot to read. I'm over here looking at my phone because I can't remember what all my parts are. So I gotta read them all off my phone because I screenshotted it. That way I can make this video. And it was around 600, I believe. So graphics card was 800 or 8 or 900, and then the CPU was around 600, I do believe. Like I said, I could be wrong. It's been a couple months since I've had my PC, so I could be getting it mixed up, but you can search it up on Amazon if you do want to actually see what the price is. And they may have went up by now, to be honest, with all the prices going up lately. Hopping straight into the kind of more simple stuff about my PC. I have 2 terabytes of PC space, which is just my normal space for like games and files and apps and stuff like that, which isn't actually that much for a PC. I'm probably gonna upgrade to 8 or 10 terabytes here, but like pretty soon, more than likely. And then for my RAM, I have 32 gigabytes. Most people have 64. But I just went with 32, and that's another thing I may upgrade pretty soon. I don't know for sure, though. Yeah, boost right on over to me, buddy. Thank you. Make it easier for me. I haven't played Skywars in a minute. And hopping right into the last couple things about my PC. If you want to know how many fans I have 7. I don't remember exactly what fans I bought, but once again, I bought it all off Amazon. But it was a pack of like 3 or 4 RGB fans. I think they were around 40 to 50 bucks. And then the same thing with my PC case. I got it for 90 bucks, and I also bought it off Amazon. I don't remember the name of the PC box neither. Kind of just because it's like, you know, that's the thing that doesn't show up in the list. Uh, but yeah. So, and then yeah, one more thing is I forget what it's called, but it's like the power box, the power supply. Oh, that's what it's called. It's called the power supply. The little black like fan thing that sits at the bottom of the PC. That's like the power and what you plug the power cord into. And it was around 300, I believe. So it was also pretty expensive, but I mean, could have been worse. Don't hit me. Okay, dude, why does everybody have to target me when I play Skywars? Can I just do my own thing, man? Please? Like, why? Why do you do this? Yeah, oh, no way. Get me out of here. Oh my gosh. I swear everybody comes after me in Skywars. I'm not even joking. Go away, please. I don't want to fight you. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Well, at least I covered my PC parts. I may die here, but yeah, I'm dead. Dude. Oh! 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 We hit that block trap. Are you kidding me? That was sick. I flicked around and got that so fast there. I didn't think I did, but I actually did. Wow. Okay, well, let's get right into the other, I guess, things like my mouse and keyboard and stuff. I use a Glorious Model O wireless, which I also bought off Amazon. I think I actually bought everything off Amazon that I use, even my desk. But I use the Glorious Model O mouse. It's wireless. It's about $80. Yeah, $80. And it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I've had it for I think a year and a half, almost 2 years. 2 years coming up in a couple months. And it's definitely one of my favorite mice. I've had a couple. I had the Logitech G305. I've had this one, and then I've had one more which I don't remember the name of. And I mean, this mouse has stuck with me and helped me out during all my video makings and getting into gaming on PC and everything. So I definitely highly recommend this mouse if you're starting out and are looking for a good mouse. This is definitely well worth your money. So anything different about it? Oh yeah, it has a software you can download on your PC, and you can change like the colors it makes, because it is RGB, as you can see. But you can change the colors or the waves that it has, or any of that. He just went through that block. That's cool. Go away. What do you think you're gonna do? Make that jump? Stop it. I'm gonna die. I didn't know I was that low. Oh! No! I do think that mostly wraps it up from my mouse. I can actually show it here. It comes with 2 side buttons as well. So you definitely want to buy a mouse that comes with side buttons, because I mean, they're like the best thing for Minecraft ever. In the software, you can change the debounce time and stuff like that, and I have mine messed with. I did turn the debounce time all the way to 0. But this is actually kind of funny. But with the debounce time, what debounce time is how sensitive your mouse clicks are. So if you click fast enough, it turns the clicks into double clicks. So if you click your mouse button one time, it counts as 2. And that's how I was getting really high CPS whenever I first started out. I just turned my debounce time all the way down to 0. But I actually have gotten kicked so many times on Hive. For if you guys have ever been kicked off Hive and what it says on your screen is just like a bunch of letters and numbers, and then it shows like the Minecraft screen, and you can still load onto Hive after and everything. You actually got kicked for auto clicking. Um, that's what that is. It's their kicking system for like detecting auto clicking, which is basically if you consistently hold over 18 clicks per second, aka CPS. If you hold over that many for however many seconds it is, it kicks you for auto clicking because it's like, no, this guy's holding over 18 clicks a second. He's definitely cheating. But I actually had to turn my debounce time all the way up to 4, I think, because I was getting kicked basically every game for auto clicking. So, but yeah, that mostly covers everything from my mouse. I do run a 4 debounce time. I used to run 0, but I get kicked for auto clicking so much I had to turn it up. Oh, and then for my DPI, I run 800. It is the blue setting on the Glorious Model O. And how you change your DPI is you just press the black button on the top of it. And that's what controls the DPI. I think there's 4 different settings. There's 400, 800, 1600, and then 3200. But there's no need in playing that high of a DPI. You could play off 400 or 800 and you'll be good enough. That is, basically like all you need. Anything past that is just like too much. So if you guys do play, hold up, how to lock in here. And he should be dead here in a second, right? Okay, I was about to say, oh my gosh, he's taking a lot of damage. I started getting scared. Yeah, so you will be able to copy off of my sensitivities and stuff if you do run an 800 DPI. It'll be 100% accurate to my sensitivity. Oh, I was hoping I'd get him there. Actually, we're gonna push that kid because if he's low, I can get basically full diamond off of him. Okay, and I've missed all my bow shots. I'm terrible. Oh my gosh, I'm missing today. Come here, buddy. Okay, well, we didn't get his diamond armor, but we did get him out of the game. And yeah, that covers it for my mouse. So then we'll get into my keyboard. There's not a lot to talk about my keyboard. It is a Boyi. So how you spell that is just B-O-Y-I. But it's a Boyi 60% keyboard. I like the 60 to 65% because they're not too much, but they're not like taking away your whole keyboard. So if you want to be pretty good, I would probably recommend running a smaller keyboard versus like anything above like 70% or 75 or 100% is just atrocious. Nobody should run that much. But yeah, there's not much to really talk about it. I don't know what the switches are in it, but they're not custom or anything. They're just the default switches that come in it. So if you do buy the keyboard, once again, off Amazon, I just have whatever switches it comes with. So, and I believe my keyboard was around $60. It could be more than that. I don't know for sure. The mouse was 80, which I believe I already said, but that basically covers it for my keyboard. It does have RGB and stuff like that, so definitely looks good. I try to get a keyboard that matched with the looks of my mouse, which they kind of match, so I'm happy with it. I think that basically covers everything besides my monitor, which I don't know if I talked about it or didn't, but I run an Acer monitor. It's 32 inch. It has 240 hertz, and leveling it is really easy. I can just push it up or pull it down. It was around $400, I believe, 450 or 5. So it's definitely a pretty good monitor. And I do run a display port, not an HDMI. When I ran a display port, I maxed out at like 200 frames per second. And you can look at top left in the video and you can see how many frames I'm running. That's not customed or messed with or nothing like that. And then I used the display port, which is like 16K quality or 8K quality, and it's jumped me up to maxing at 480 FPS. So if you use a PC and monitor, I definitely recommend running a display port because it's gained me way more FPS than HDMI does. So, all right, and now we're gonna hop straight into my Minecraft settings. We're gonna be talking about my keybinds, my sensitivities, all that. So let's get right into that. We'll scroll down and go straight to keyboard and mouse. So like I said, I run an 800 DPI on my mouse. You do have to run that same DPI for my sensitivities to be 100% accurate. So I run a 29% sensitivity. And then this stuff right here doesn't matter. The spyglass, inverted, auto jump, and full keyboard. Just have all them turned off. And then obviously we got the attack button. That's normal, as long with the place button. And then to drop my item, I press G. For slot bar 1, I press C. Hotbar 2, I press V. And then hotbar 3 and 4, or just the number 3 and 4. And then for hotbar 5, I run E. Hotbar 6, I run 1. Hotbar 7, I run R. And then for hotbar 8, I run my side mouse button. And then hotbar 9, I run tab. So there are definitely some weird keybinds, but I mean, they definitely work for me. Yeah, and running tab for slot bar 9 is definitely very unnormal for most people, but I don't know. I just like being able to use that button because it's one of the closer ones versus having to use like H or B or T or something like that. So, and then for my inventory, I press Alt, which I press with my thumb. It's right to the left of my jump button. And then toggle perspective, I use for my other mouse button. Most people use one of their buttons on their keyboard, but I like being able to do it on my mouse. I don't know why, but that's just always felt more comfortable. And then obviously spacebar is what I use to jump. And for sneak, I use control instead of shift. And then for sprint, I use Q. That's where it gets a little weird. Most people use shift as sprint, but I use Q just because it's easier for me to use that. That way when I'm comboing, if I want to squat or add any cool moves, I can and still be able to sprint while doing it. And then obviously we got WASD for moving. That's all default. We have Z as mob effects. That doesn't really matter. T for chat, which that should be default. Emote is B, which should also be default. And that looks like all the settings. So I'll scroll through them slowly here so you can put them on if you want. 29 sensitivity obviously up top. And then I'll slowly scroll down. You can pause the video and stuff if you need to. Yeah, these are all my keyboard and mouse settings. So if you want to be a sweat like me, make sure to use them. No, I'm just joking. Like I said, just a fair warning. I'm not telling you you'll be way better than you are using these, especially right off the bat. It'll feel very weird. You just have to stick with it and stuff. So, for video, I run a 70 brightness, and then I have full screen turned on. Like I said, obviously I play PC, so Xbox and mobile wouldn't have full screen, I don't believe. And then hide hand, hide paper doll, and hide HUD. I have them all turned off because it looks better whenever you can see your hand and you want to be able to see your paper doll, which is a little Minecraft character in your top left corner, I think. You definitely want to have that on to see what armor you're running and stuff like that. I have screen animations on. You don't have to, but I just do. Hub, whatever that word is. Sorry. Yeah, don't even ask questions. I have that at 100%. I could probably actually move it down to like 90. That is gonna change the transparency of your like stuff on your screen, I'm guessing. My FOV is 121, but the max you can run on Minecraft is 110. And the reason why I have 121 is because I use the Outer Shell client and you can change your FOV in it. I have show autosave icon off, and then I have outline selection on, in-game player names on. And then I used to hate view bobbing. I was like, never in my life will I ever use it. But to be honest, if you are comboing and just you learn the movement and everything, it makes it look way cleaner. So definitely don't have to. A lot of people do, but like I said, you don't have to. Camera shake, definitely turn that off because you don't want your screen shaking while you're trying to get combos or anything like that. I do have fancy leaves on. Fancy bubbles are turned off. Render clouds are turned off. Definitely make sure render clouds are turned off, because when you run a texture pack like mine and they have the custom skies and clouds and stuff, render clouds are the Minecraft clouds that are up in the sky, so you can just turn them off so you don't have to deal with them. FOV can be altered by gameplay. That is whenever you sprint, it'll zoom your screen out. I don't have it on personally. I find it annoying because when I'm sprinting in and out over and over and over while comboing and stuff, it's shaking my screen back and forth and it makes it harder to combo. It will be weird at first, but I would recommend turning that off. For UI profile, I have it on classic, and that changes like what your inventory and stuff looks like. Classic just looks better than pocket, so I would definitely recommend classic if you want it to look cleaner. And then GUI scale modifier, this is really important personally for me. It changes the size of everything, so this is what it's normally on. You can see how zoomed in my screen is, like I can barely see anything. But I have it set to 1, and you can even set it to 2, which obviously, as you can see, it fits way more in the screen. But it also changes your in-game screen, so it'll make your crosshair smaller and hotbar and everything like that. So 2 is a little extreme, so I'd recommend 1. And then this stuff right here doesn't necessarily matter, so we can just forget about that. My render distance chunks are on 96. I could probably turn it down to like 75 because I don't need it that high, but I definitely would not recommend running that high. And then graphics settings right here, I don't mess with. I just have it on fancy. And that's just about it for my settings. I can show you my packs real quick, just while I'm in here. I have some that are my main packs, like the cotton candy pack's one of my mains, and the Jacado 3K. Or I really like his 2K pack. I prefer it more. And then the 1K pack's really good. The scrimmage's best is really good. And then I have, these ones. So if you do want any of these packs, these are the packs I use in my videos. So you can go ahead and just search them up and find the download on YouTube. And then the pack I had on for this video is the My Way 3 pack. I do have Java chat on, which basically makes the background of the chat clear instead of having the black boxes. And then I also have cape physics on, which make the capes like wavy versus just stiff as a board when you're running. And then I actually use the ultimate thumbnail maker to make my thumbnails. I just go into the Hive survival world, which is basically, well, it's in creative, I guess, but it's the Hive map, but it's just the normal world. I can actually show you guys. We'll just back out of the Hive here because I'm cool like that. But it's just right here. It's under my worlds, and I can just click it, and I have the Hive map and everything. So it's helpful for thumbnails and stuff like that, but that's how I change my players' stances and stuff like that. So but I think that covers everything for this video. I don't have anything else customed or anything like that. That covers everything. I could get into specifics like my second monitor or my desk or my mouse pad, but I'll save that for like the setup tour video I'm gonna do sometime in the future. I just wanted to go over my settings in this video. But yeah, I think that's gonna cover it all. I've had quite a few people ask me what my settings are, so that's why I wanted to make this video. But yeah, definitely try the settings out, and let me know down in the comments if you do try the settings out, because I'm genuinely curious to see how many of you guys use them. But yeah, that's gonna cover it all. I'll get out of your ear. If this did help you out, or you do end up using my settings, maybe hit the subscribe and like button, to show your appreciation and stuff like that. But you can join my Discord as well as donate to my Cash App, link to my YouTube description. I got a ton of fun stuff in my Discord you can do, and definitely check it out. But I'll get out of here. I hope you guys have a great, wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.